Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Board Games Daily, your daily dose of tabletop gaming discussion on Anchor. Now welcome your hosts, Jeremiah Isley, Scott Firestone, and AJ Skifstad.
Hey everyone, welcome to Board Games Daily. I'm Jeremiah. Thanks for tuning in. Here's the deal. It's Tuesday and the show should have been out on Monday, but it was a holiday, so we took a little day off. Doesn't mean we're putting out less shows this week. Just means that we're on a bit of a delay as we all had days off and kids at home and things like that to take up our day. And we had a great day in the Isley household, gaming and having fun and stuff like that. So anyway, let's get into the show. Don't forget, call in on the hotline. It's 216-352-3864. We're going to talk about this week's game night cage fight. We'll give you the results of last week's cage fight. And we've got a first impression from AJ about Ganz Shon Clever. So all that and more is coming your way right now on Board Games Daily. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so we got to talk about last week's cage fight, because here's the thing. We had really low votes. I don't know what you guys were doing, but you weren't on the Board Games Daily Twitter page voting for the cage fight. And it was 63% to 37%, but it was only like 8 or 9 votes. And you guys are wrong, because you all voted for Roll for the Galaxy over Race for the Galaxy. There it is. That's the winner this week. Let's jump into this week's game night cage fight right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for this week's game night cage fight. And in this corner, 2 games enter and 1 game leaves. Who wins? You decide. Vote on this week's cage fight by going to Twitter at Board Games Daily, or call in 216-352-3864. Winner and still champion.
All right, this is AJ Skifstad, and today I am bringing you the new cage fight for the week. We're going to pit 2 games up against one another, see which one comes out on top in the ring. The 2 games today are Pandemic versus Pandemic the Cure. Now, the Pandemic the Cure is not just an expansion. It is a different game. Obviously, you're still going to be trying to eradicate some diseases. But much like our cage fight between Bang and Bang the Dice game, one is dice-based and one is card-based. And I think the winner of Bang the Dice, or the Bang cage fight was Bang the Dice game. And I think, for me, you're going to find that I like the Cure better than Pandemic as well, for some reasons. So, Pandemic is a great cooperative game. Pandemic was one of the first that really boomed in the industry. It was not the first of its kind. It was one of the first that really just exploded. And I love Pandemic. It was great when I first experienced it, working together as a team, trying to eradicate these diseases. The game could tend to be a little bit long sometimes, and especially if you add expansions in too. The game can be very long, and I just feel like now as well, so we're talking now, not when it came out, but now there are so many cooperative games that are better than Pandemic that I really am going to have to hand it to the Cure. Now, here's what I like about the Cure. The Cure is dice-based. The Cure is super quick. You still get your roll cards where each person can do a special ability, just like you would in regular Pandemic. But you're just rolling dice and trying to eradicate these diseases as they fill up on these locations around, I guess you're creating a globe. You've got these little circles around your main ring that tracks the level of epidemics and outbreaks and all sorts of stuff like that. And basically, it's just a lot quicker, a lot easier, a lot smoother. And every time I play this game, we run it back at least once or twice. And that's more than can be said about regular Pandemic, especially due to time constraints. So, who wins the cage fight for me? It's an obvious no-brainer. It's Pandemic the Cure. I love Pandemic the regular game. I just feel like there's better co-ops, and I like Pandemic the Cure because it's quick, and it's dice, and it's a lot of fun. So, Pandemic the Cure wins for me. That's it for now. Check you later.
This one is fresh off the game table. It's time for more board game buzz as Board Games Daily gives you a first impression of the latest games to hit our tables.
Hey there, everybody. This is AJ again. I'm going to talk about some stuff that is new to the table for me. Actually, one game in particular. Scott had mentioned this on his top 10 of 2018, and after listening to him talk about it, I was so intrigued by it that I had to play it. This is Ganz Shon Clever, and Ganz Shon Clever has just made it into the States recently. Obviously, it's a German game, and it translates to that's pretty clever. So I really like this game. I wasn't sure about it at first. I had done some reading, and I had seen it all over websites and different things that would come up in browsers, and I thought, okay, I got to try this out. It was nominated for Kennerspiel last year. It didn't win, but it was nominated for Kennerspiel, so it must be something that's pretty decent. And it's a roll and write game, and it's pretty cool. You've got different squares and grids and tracks that you're trying to fill up with dice that you roll on your turn. You're allowed to select 3 dice on your turn, but once you select a numbered dice, everything that's lower than that dice on that roll goes away. So if you have 6 dice and you take a 6, anything that's below a 6 is going to go away, and you won't be able to re-roll for the next 3 or the next 2 dice that you're going to take. So that's kind of the mechanism of the game. And if you're a passive player, whatever the 3 dice are that are left over, you get to take one of those dice and add it to your grid or your track that you're trying to work with. So the tracks are colored based upon the dice. There's yellow, blue, green, purple, orange, and a white dice, which is a wild. And each of those colors corresponds to a track or a grid. As you fill these tracks in and these grids, you're unlocking more points, and you're unlocking more special powers and abilities, so that by the end of the game, you might have like a 3 to 4, maybe even 5 combo run where you're just filling in different things and adding up the points. Most points at the end of the game wins. It is super duper simple. So check out Ganz Shon Clever. I love it. I think you're gonna like it too. That's it for now. Check you later.
Well, hey, that's going to do it for another episode. If you haven't noticed, I'm a bit under the weather, so I'll bring more segments to the show as the week goes on and I gain my voice back. Although I do like the deep radio voice that a little bit of congestion gives me. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hey, I forgot to mention, don't forget the contest that we are running right now. It's for all the Tiny Epic games from our good friends at Gamelin Games. Not only that, they're the deluxe versions of all the games. So you get all of those, plus there's more, a really cool Game Hall custom game bag to carry all of those in. It's like a $300 prize. All you got to do is go to theologyofgames.com, click the link there to enter the contest, and there's a page that has all the ways you can enter. It's really easy to do. Anything from just signing up to our email list to subscribing to our shows, all sorts of ways that you can do that, following us on socials and stuff. So there's lots of ways you can enter to win. And there's also ways you can enter daily to win. So enter early and often. There's still about a week or so left on the contest. And let's see, don't forget the hotline. Call in, be a part of the show, 216-352-3864. If you have questions for us or you want to weigh in on this week's cage fight, you can do that as well. And I'm going to get out of here and go rest my voice until tomorrow, which will be our next show, Wednesday. I'm Jeremiah Isley for my co-hosts, AJ Skifstad and Scott Firestone, saying, why don't you go play a game?
Thanks for joining us today. Board Games Daily is powered by theologyofgames.com. Don't forget to head over to theologyofgames.com to check out all we have to offer, including written reviews, our YouTube channel, and 2 other podcasts. If you enjoyed this show, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you're listening. Thanks for listening, and go put a game on the table.